Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In my last video I separated out the cooling loops for the engine and the intercooler. We also put the smaller 4x6 intercooler back on and actually had a lot of success. We are still hitting 1,000 degrees in some situations, but not nearly as much, excuse me. The other thing we discovered last time is my first attempt at shutting the wastegate was not working. I think what was happening as the system was building a lot of boost, it was actually bending that piece of aluminum I had and actually bypassing the turbine. So now we are seeing much higher boost numbers than we were before. Not as high as I'm expecting out of a KO3, but almost double what we were before. So now we're cruising around 7 to 8 PSI boost, where before it was more around 4 to 5. So all improvements. However, today we're about to drain the coolant loop and we're going to be replacing that 4x6 intercooler with a 4x10, and then we're going to take it on some test drives and see what the larger intercooler with its own cooling loop does for this diesel engine. Alright everyone, I have refilled the water expansion tank on the intercooler loop. We are on a 4x10 and we are, I believe, 2 turns out on the fuel screw. I'll actually have to go back to my last video. Yes, actually never mind. We are 2 full turns out on the fuel screw. So let's see what the larger intercooler does for our EGTs. Now the air is finally getting out of the 4x10 intercooler. This is my first run. There's so many things that can affect this calculation. Actually, this is without a doubt better. I'm glancing over and we're dropping back down to the 500s fairly quickly on EGTs. The hill, we hit 1,045, and I know the upper range on EGTs is 1,100. I'm inclined to give it another half turn of fuel just to see what it does. All right, I've turned the fuel screw out to 2.5 turns out. We're going to see what it does. Okay. Now that's interesting. I can hear the turbo a lot more. If anything, this makes me want to turn the fuel screw again. I just saw 18 pounds loose. I'm almost positive I saw 18 pounds loose. My coolant temperature is far better this time around, with 2.5 turns out on the fuel screw. That's a little bit confusing. Alright everyone, that's all I have for this video. Unfortunately, my serpentine belt is trying to come off my water pump pulley again. So that's going to be what I'm doing in the next episode. But as far as how this setup is working, this is the best I have been able to get this to work so far. And I've barely touched the tuning. Currently we are 2.5 turns out on the fuel screw, and that seems to make the whole setup really happy at part throttle. At full throttle, it seems to get hot real quick, and I don't feel a huge benefit. I mean, it is a diesel, you drive it with the torque, so it kind of makes sense to me, but I also wonder if it needs more fuel. But because my serpentine belt is coming off, I don't want to do that right now. I want to fix that problem first. But anyway, it's YouTube. You know what to do. Take out more than you bring, tread lightly, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.